we're at the last day of I don't even know where I'm at, what day it is. It's Window Film Conference in Reno, man. My head's like spinning a million miles an hour. I've talked to 3,000 people. I can't remember if this is XTC, SEMA, or Window Film Conference. I think my voice was like, oh, yeah, because I always think about XTC.
Yeah.
Right. And every time I come to one of these things, I'm thinking I'm talking to my peers. And to me, XTC is probably the most influential for us. But I really love the Window Film Conference. Dep has done a good year. We got a lot of people competing. And we're here with James. James has been in the industry for almost 13 years, I think, right? 14?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're from New Englander, right?
New England, Providence, Rhode Island.
And what got you into this game? You started in a place, at one of our friends, Chris Domenico's shop. And where was that shop? It was called what? Nuvo something?
Auto Nuvo. Yep. It was in Holliston, Massachusetts. I don't know. It all started like in college, right? Instead of like paying attention, I was, looking up wheel cleaners and in waxes and geeking out and
love it.
And just, that's how it all started. And then, then you're a mobile detailer, right? Everybody's kind of starts there, and then you're in a shop, and then fast forward, here we are.
I love it.
Yeah, it's great.
So tell me a little bit about you now working for XPEL. How did that transition happen?
Yeah, so I'm now the PPF product manager. Very fun role. We get to geek out. How do we make new products? It's, we have a lot of fun every day. I'd be lying if I said anything different. So our shop was acquired by XPEL. I stayed in the shop for probably another year after that. Still miss the shop, miss the mayhem, right? There's nothing better than that like energy that you get from just cars coming in, cars coming out, guys. It's just it's a lot of fun. And but an opportunity came to to join the product team, and I had always been very interested in product development. I've always kind of tested, specifically detailing products and films and stuff like that. And I was like, well, this is, I'm kind of doing this as like a hobby, along with the shop day to day. Why not like make this into a career thing? So, an opportunity came about, and, fast forward another 2 years, and here we are today.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So do you actually know how to install?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
What?
Oh, yeah.
You're an installer?
We throw down. Yeah. Yeah. Learning every day. Trying to improve.
Tell me, did you ever use gel?
Was never a gel guy. No, never. There's a place. I like it. I use it kind of in a supplemental way.
Yeah.
Instead of just straight gel. But yeah, it's a valuable tool.
Did you ever hear a story? Chris West and I were in Germany training a bunch of Germans.
You told me that story. Yeah.
And I'm like, you're using gel on everything? What is going on, Chris? Yeah. We spent a whole day getting them off gel.
Yeah.
And it was a nightmare. Now, I will tell you, I've never used gel until I went to Germany, and I was like, let me see the slimy, gooey shit. And put it on, back rolled a bumper.
Yep.
And I was like, it did not fall.
Yeah.
Kind of like that idea.
Yeah.
So what I would do is use a little gel on the bumper first, spray the soapy water on the material.
Yep.
Back roll it on, and it would tack in a couple spots, but then I would spray it with soapy water just to get my alignment so I wasn't falling the film.
Yeah.
So like you said, there's a place.
There's a place. I mean, it does a great job at floating the film, preventing pre-tack. Contamination flows through it, opposed to just getting stuck in there. So, a lot of guys use it as, that we call it like a gel dam, right? So we'll do it like below the headlights to prevent, contamination flowing through and getting underneath the pattern. So, it's just another tool to have in the arsenal, right? You never know.
Who made gel? Who originated it? Tim?
We did, yeah, Tim.
Tim made it.
Yeah. And it's just always been a kind of a staple of our philosophy of installing. So, and that's where you get those guys that are just through and through gel only.
So Tim, I can tell that Tim was overseeing the Porsche because they had to use this squeegee, they had to use this, yeah. And I'm like, bro, the squeegees this is 1985. Let's get to 2010 here,
Yeah.
So it was going through transitions. So tell me about the industry, where was when you started to where it is now. What do you think the biggest improvements are?
I think consumer awareness and technology have as technology has gotten better. I mean, when I was starting, we were just talking about waxes. there was, I mean, what there was, Venture Shield, 3M had a product, but no one really liked it because it would discolor and yellow and all that kind of stuff. So PPF was there, but even in the detailing world, what was there? There was spray waxes, there was some compounds, from like McGuire's, and and it was more about, at least when I first started, it was just perfecting the craft of polishing and really, really geeking out. And then, over time, it became more of like this, we're now a car care like protection shop. So I saw this metamorphosis of we're just detailing to like, okay, we're detailing and now coatings are coming out, and coatings can they protect? Okay, cool. They're protecting more than waxes. That's cool. Okay, then now we have PPF. Now we're stopping rocks and preventing scratches. Now we have window films that that block IR and prevent UV from coming through. Like now we're actually protecting our stuff. So I think that's the biggest shift is like, over time on the protection side, right? And now it's like, wow, okay,
So I thought when ceramic coating came out, I was like, there's no way this stuff is doing the same thing that paint protection is doing.
Yeah.
I think when it first came out, it got marketed as an alternate to paint protection. I think that's how I perceived it with customers coming to me. They're going, oh, no, man, I'm getting this ceramic shit on my car. They're doing 2 layers.
Yeah.
And I go, oh, they're
bulletproof.
They're waxing your car twice. Oh,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. And I just think it's so important to pre-qualify, understand, okay, a guy he's coming in with the WRX, what product fits that guy? Sometimes we cookie cutter and we go, all right, everybody needs PPF, everybody needs coatings, everybody needs tin. Find out, how's this guy driving? Where does he store it? How does he wash it? And then find the product that's like tailor-made for him. And I think that's how we really create awesome relationships with our customers. If we tailor, like, okay, cool, he's into washing, okay, great. If he's into washing, wants to geek out on the detailing side, coatings are going to be for that guy. Mm-hmm. If you have, the Chevy Tahoe soccer mom car that's not going to be like babied, PPF the whole thing, right? Let's get a force field around that thing.
So I'll tell you, one of the best products ever invented is when you have pets, Scotch Guard.
Sure.
So I literally Scotch guarded the little rugs in my house.
Oh, yeah.
And the couch. And I came home one day and there was like a little beady, dog pee on. And I was like, oh, there it is. And I'm like, man, every car needs that. Like, if you're a car manufacturer, why are you not carpeting the car like headliner and this spraying like a Scotch Guard?
Sure.
And just make it part of the deal. Like,
yeah.
How easy would that be?
I know. And you're seeing a little bit of that on the dealership side, where they're, that on the aftermarket side, adding those things, and I think that comes from the consumer demand. I mean, if more people are asking about it and understanding that value, okay, that's how we grow. That's how we continue.
All right. So fast forward.
Yep. You
learned how to do PPF, and you're a geek out. You love chemicals. So tell me through a day-to-day at XPEL. How do you like working for XPEL? You're creating new products, learning how they're made, seeing what the customer demand is, packaging it.
Yeah.
Walk me through a day at XPEL, and then talk to me after that about into the new colored films. So let's go through the journey. Sure. How has it been first day on your job at XPEL to today? Walk me through some of the journeys.
Yeah. So I mean, I think in the beginning there was such a transition between the mayhem of a shop, and that like you're running around 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Customers coming out, managing the team, to going into a role where you're a little bit more strategic. Okay, what do we do? What is our next move? What do we incremental, that's the word, improvements that we want to make to our films and our coatings or what have you. So there was definitely like this, when I first sat down at my desk for a week, like, where do I put my hands here? Like, I'm not moving. I need to start moving, right? So there was for me, it took me a minute to kind of get into a groove, understand all the touch points within the company. And, I kind of came in thinking this is like this massive beast, this global brand, which it is. But there is such a tight knit of incredibly passionate people that make XPEL tick. And that part's not seen in our marketing and stuff like that. I mean, there's the R&D team that we collaborate with. There's the marketing team. There's the manufacturing team. Like, product management is kind of like this linchpin between all these departments. And we try to, we may come in with this idea of like, hey, we want to improve XYZ on our film or our window film and what have you. and it's like we then have to kind of grab all these different departments and move towards that goal, and it's pretty cool because you meet a lot of passionate people who specialize in something very specific that might not be my skill set, right? But and that I think has been the most rewarding thing for me is working with all those unbelievable people.
I tell you, being a tinter, being a business owner, Sunstoppers, when I partnered with XPEL, I finally found what I consider my brothers, my home. Like it was so weird because it was like this long lost instant relationship. And it was like I was starving for it. And then I got in with these guys and they work out. They're I'm not going to say the word killers because that's a bad word. They're very skilled, what I consider like a Navy SEAL special forces team. And they came in with like this little package of like, we're going to go dominate. And all of a sudden, 7 years, 6 years, 5 years to today, I'm like, I've been a part of it right when the stock was like a dollar. And then it's like,
Here we are now.
And that's the fun part, right?
Yeah.
So if you're not having fun, you're not doing it with the people you enjoy doing it with, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Right? But I can see your passion. We do business together. We talk on a pretty regular basis. And I've been a big fan of yours. Like your personality, you're so outgoing. You're so absorbing of information. You listen. Now, when you say you're head of product development for PPF, what does that mean? And talk us into the development stages of the color film.
Yeah, so color film specifically, we did a market analysis. Actually, the first thing that we did was we did a survey to our customers, and we said, who's using color PPF? What do you like? What do you hate? What's good? What's bad? So we try to take each one of those points, like the pain points of, yes, I use color film. This is the brand I use, but the adhesive is too weak. I can't wrap right away. I'm uncertain about the durability of the product because maybe it's an unknown brand. So we try to take all that feedback from our customers, and then we started just looking at what was out there and, okay, how can we, if we come into the market, how we don't want to just okay, here's a solution. It kind of meets the current threshold. How can we improve? How can we get up incrementally a little bit better? So that's how we started the journey. I think that was like 2.5, 3 years ago. Took a lot longer than I thought it would, to be honest. But to get that product and go through all those different departments and all those system checks of going through R&D and doing long-term weathering and seeing, okay, if we put a bird dropping on the top coat, at what point is it correctable? Is it going to ruin the film in a day, 2 days? So all these little things that we have to kind of go through to get a product to market. It does take a minute, but at the end, man, it's rewarding.
Well, people don't realize you're putting your name on that product.
Yeah.
Like you're putting your name on it. So XPEL's backing it, saying, "Hey, we went through R&D. We just ordered a shit ton of this product. We believe in it."
Yeah. Let's cross our fingers.
So how many colors do you have?
So we launched with 16 kind of OEM inspired colors. We did that was another thing that we had to do a bit of market research to understand, like, what are people looking for? What colors are going to resonate? Because you could have a great color PPF, but if no one's feeling the colors, they're never going to sell, right? So that was, I think, the one that's, kept me up at night. It's like, okay, we picking the right ones? Is this a good idea, right? And we tried to pick ones that resonated with car enthusiasts, had some heritage, so that, for our Porsche fans out there, for our BMW guys, a lot of those colors are going to resonate. And we just tried to take some inspiration and bring it into the portfolio.
So there needs to be, in my creative brain, and everyone's going to have an opinion. Like I'm telling you, in the next year, you should have come out with like sparkle purple, right?
Yeah.
You're going to have like every person from California to Florida that's going to have an opinion, right?
Yep.
But I think something to consider, because I'm seeing trends, and I kind of watch trends.
Yep.
Have a specific paint protection film line specifically for Teslas.
Yeah.
Because I look at what the market's doing on some of the Tesla forums, and I'm like, my girlfriend's got a Tesla. She goes, well, I want, what's that like bluish looking color? It's a color that is really well known, Tiffany.
Okay. Yeah, like the Tiffany blue.
She wants the Tiffany blue on her car, right?
Yeah.
Then I got another girl who wants pink, right?
Yep.
Female. Are we promoting these products in the future to women?
Yeah.
and I don't know if we are.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I want to, my brain's always like, oh, what's next? What's next? What's next?
Totally.
And what's next? So
Yeah.
I'm like, how many people own Teslas? How many women own Teslas? How many women would love to have their car wrapped and show up their husband?
Yeah.
I mean, think about it, right?
Yeah. I mean, I know my wife would. I mean, we're wrapping her car right now in that heritage gray color. So her car was before mine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I get it.
I'm a creative brain, so I'm sitting there thinking outside the box. I'm like, could you have like a Tiffany blue that's, that's what I think.
Yeah. I mean, I think, we wanted to stay, conservative, come out with 16 as a baseline. And then I think every year, we take a look, right? We take a look at, what's selling well, and maybe 3 go away and 3 come in. Maybe we add more. And we try to get, we talk to dealers, we talk to consumers, we send out surveys. I mean, I think that's our long-term goal is to stay really connected with our dealer base and understand, guys, what are people asking for? We can do all the market research, behind the scenes that we can possibly do, but there's no substitute, I think, for talking to people.
Distribution centers do you have?
Around the world? I mean, just in the U.S., we have 3 main hubs, San Antonio, Charlotte, and Fullerton, California. There's 3 or 4 in Canada, 1 in Mexico, 1 in Europe, 1 in the U.K., Australia, China,
Saudi Arabia,
Dubai, India. So yeah, the list goes on and on.
All right, so you're in charge of making a purchase on how many 16? How many rolls do you order of each? I mean, who sits down in a room with you? Because I would like to know this. Like, go, hey guys, I think we're going to sell 302 projection of this one.
Yeah. Again, another like sleepless night. Are we getting this right?
Who made the decision? How many rolls are you going to order and are you going to stock every warehouse?
We do, yeah. So I mean, that in the lead up to the launch in the last couple of weeks, that was, that's what consumed us. Our team, like we talked about, the collaboration with our manufacturing team. So that's when the manufacturing, our planning team, our team, we're locked at the hip, right? And we go from our manufacturing site, then we go, okay, so now we got to send it to India, to Europe, to UK, to Canada, and we it's a collaboration with all those regional leaders, because I don't know the European market, intimately. I don't know what the demand intimately is going to be for the UK. So that's when we talk with each individual regional leader. Guys, what are you seeing? What do you think is going to be demand? They put a projection together. They chat with us. Then I go, okay, hey, planning. This is what I'm getting from Ian in the UK. Let's allocate 10 rolls per color for them to start with, right? And again, it's something where we try to be conservative and not just absolutely, flood them with inventory that they can't move, but we can pivot and load up a specific distribution site, and that site will then support the other sites, right? San Antonio is our big hub where we keep a majority of our inventory, so we can monitor all those other sites out there and keep feeding them.
So you're going to put a couple here, a couple there, sprinkle, and then keep the main hub full, and then supply as needed.
As needed, on demand. Yep.
Oh, that's
yeah. Because being that this is a totally new product, we can have, again, all the ideas in projections and spreadsheets that we can possibly come up with, but we got to get it in the market. So
I think yesterday or the day before, are you offering the colored PPF now with the Tesla program?
Yes.
Because
in all 16 colors
because
now.
we got our first one.
Very cool.
And that was like 2 days ago.
No way. Okay.
I promise you.
Yeah.
One of my guys said, hey, I just got a Tesla PPF color.
Yeah.
And we're now calling Hardy to go, I need this film.
Yeah.
And it's in stock.
Super cool collaboration, with Tesla. The app and the configurator, it's just a really seamless buying experience. And it's something, so new, to our industry, where you have this OEM collaboration, and it drives, I always say it's like, it's a free conversation that a shop gets to have, right? It's they're not using their normal marketing channels and paying for the customer to talk to them. This customer's coming from the OEM, and you as a shop owner get to start a conversation, build a relationship with them for free, which is super cool. And I think we're really excited to kind of make more of those connections and build more value to our dealers.
I love it.
Yeah,
man, this has been awesome. XPEL is an innovative company. They're growing like crazy. I'm glad to be a partner with them. James, anything else? Want to wrap it up?
No, that's awesome, Mike. I appreciate it, brother. It's been a pleasure.
Amazing, man. Thank you so much. Real Talk, Mike Burke. Tune in, tune out. Later.